Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another part of building the world of Oasis Springs. It took me actually a while to come back to. I did take a little break by doing the Toymaker's Cottage just because I was really struggling with this area in particular. Just because in my mind this is, well, I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same, that this is more of a community space rather than a residential area. I mean, for the parking. And that's how it is even in the how EA designed it as well. But I wasn't sure exactly what lot types to put in here. I didn't want to stick to the exact same lots that are in here because I actually don't know what this lot was originally. I don't know if this was a gym or the lot over was a gym, but I actually didn't do a gym in this area. I mean, so far I've only done the restaurant and this is now the retail lot. But I actually had really wanted to bring in the Spanish style, the Spanish influence for this lot, just because I know that in the top section of the map, again, I don't know exactly what the locations for each map are called, but I wanted to bring in that Spanish influence that is seen or shown throughout the other parts of this world, especially that EA made. And yeah, one thing I want to do is in one of the base game lots, or really any world, I kind of want to use the base or the plots that EA has for these as kind of like a shell challenge. Just get rid of everything, keep the shape. I wonder that would be, I think, kind of fun to try. I'm not sure if I want to keep walls or delete walls. I'm pretty sure I want to be able to delete the interior walls, like connecting rooms and stuff. But I just want to keep the outside shape of it, and I think that would be kind of fun challenge to do. Because I know I use a lot of builds or lots, or not lots, packs for these builds. So that's another thing. And speaking of using too much or overdoing it on the packs, I um even though this is a retail lot, I did use some packs from Business and Hobbies, some from the Rift or the High School Years pack. But unfortunately, I don't know if there's any way I can change it. I doubt there's something I can do differently. But when I played this lot, the only lot or retail shop that was actually the Sims were actually gathering to were um the the items I used that were from the actual Get to Work, I believe is where the retail items came in, well the pack was. But I was only able to use, or that lot was only working. So I wasn't able to figure that out. Again, let me know if there's any way to make it work. Because I did put cashiers in each of the places that are retail areas or stores, and yet for some reason the Sims weren't going to there. I mean, the employees were going to the cashier that I placed down, but they weren't really buying the items. So I'm not sure how I can fix that. Either way, one store is, your Sims do, because I did use the mannequins. That I'm sure if that works. I'm kind of wondering if I put mannequins in at least one mannequin in each of the stores, maybe the Sims will then buy it. I'm not sure. Because, well, honestly, when I think about that, I only have two shops that are actually clothing items. So I did one wedding boutique, which is this lot up in the front of the section with the giant window panels that I'm placing. And then next to it is a pottery shop. And then on the far right is a thrift store. And then, which I will build later on, I did a bar slash restaurant, and I did what else? A jewelry shop and a dessert shop and dessert slash treat shop. And I think that was it. Yeah, those are the only lots I have. So total 5 areas. Wait, let me count in my head. I'm blanking. 6 areas, sorry. 6 little shops. that I did total. So yeah, um, honestly, wish there was a way we can have multiple lot types for one lot and just bundle them up, kind of like how we can have lot traits. I wish that there was an option for do multiple choice, but for the lot type. But I don't know when that will be possible. Either way, I really liked how this came out. I feel like I got the Plaza feel down, hopefully. And yeah, actually, one of my favorite shops here is probably this wedding boutique that I'm doing right now, the front of. And I just really love the decoration that I went with. I went for a, um, I guess chic is a way, or honestly, not rich, but it feels very high end. Well, not very high end. I guess it is very sleek, minimal, and typical high-end kind of style. I don't know if that's what to describe it, but that's what I went along with. And another thing kind of struggled with was windows. You can see me messing with the different options that I have in the windows. Um, usually I build the exteriors for the lots before, just because I don't want you guys to be watching me just placing things and deleting things. So I ended up, you know, showing you guys how I did it. Well, actually, this section I kind of cheated because I built it before, at least the base, and then I took a photo and then got the measurements and redid it. But the other side that I'm going to do later, I just went on pure freestyle with that. Yeah, so either way, it came out really well. I also wanted to do a kind of mission and convent, I believe it's called, like some church building. I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. I believe it's a convent. Actually, let me search this up right now because I could be using the wrong word. I'm pretty sure I'm using the wrong word. I don't know what it is, but English is my first language. And I don't know why my, I'm so bad at it. That's the thing you think I would be better at. Oh, it is a convent, a religious residence, especially for nuns, a community people in a religious order. Yeah, but I feel that a world build like that would be pretty good. I'm not sure if I would want to build it in the world of Tortosa or the world of Ciudad. What is it? Ciudad Enamorada, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Sorry, I had to take a drink of tea. My voice is kind of drying out. Um, what was I saying? That's another thing I've been forgetting what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, a convent, to build a convent. I think that would be really nice to do, but again, I'm not sure what world would fit it. Most likely, as I mentioned, those two worlds would be the best, but we'll see once we get to that world. Um, I'm really excited. I know I've not even done or close to done in finishing up the world of Oasis Springs. I don't honestly started with, I was originally going to start with Strangerville, but I wasn't really sure once I got to that residential area in the top side of the map. Pretty sure you guys I am pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about in the top right or top area of the map. That style of home, I'm not exactly sure what kind of architectural style that is, so I'm not familiar with that style either, so I decided just to pull it off until I'm, get better with building and stuff because I really want to get better at um learning how to do that realism, adding realism to the games. And I think I mentioned another video, but one I love who does is AC Sims. I think she's really good at it. Who else is good at it? There's a few I watch. Actually, let me look them up right now, so maybe you guys can um check out some other um Sims builders. Just because I am was originally going to plan to upload 3 days a week, but I cannot with my schedule now. I just don't have the time for it. So I am down to two. but I was just watching their video earlier. I think it was Autumn. Let me check my YouTube history real quick. Yeah, Autumn. Autumn is their channel. I'm not sure if that's their at. The at on the YouTube is Cats in Mugs. Autumn. Yeah, I like their build as well. They do really good at adding realism, but they do use CC content I keep saying CC content, custom content in their build. So if you guys do have the opportunity or are playing on a PC, um, that would probably be good for you guys to check out. 'Cause if your obviously computer, whatever device you're playing on, can handle that. I wish mine could. I have a mini PC, which if you guys are gonna buy a PC, I wish what I would have done is just saved up a little more just to get a PC, just because I feel like when you're getting a mini PC, you're only a few hundred is not like a little thing, but you might as well save up for and get a good one that's gonna last a little longer. But I was just really excited to stop using my plus my laptop. Stopped working every time I turned it on. It was just the fan was just going off and I couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't even take it to or use it for my schoolwork. People like take their computers and stuff, but I'm just writing on paper, which I feel like I learned it's a good way for me to write it out, and I feel like that helps my memory. But anyway, yeah, I would definitely that's my next built saving up is to buy a good game PC, which I know nothing about computers or any of that stuff, so I will have to obviously do my research with anything, right? But yeah, I feel like I was saying something before I started talking. Oh yeah, about the building the worlds. I was gonna do, like I said, Strangerville, but I couldn't do that, so yeah, talking about that. And then I started with the Oasis Springs because, I don't know, I just felt like 'cause it's summer, at least in, part of the world I live in. It's summer right now, and I just felt that this is a perfect world to go to, get into that summer kind of vibe, which, I mean, there's probably better ones like Solani and Torang. Um, there's actually a plethora of options, but I decided just to do Oasis Springs, just because it kinda reminds me of Palm Springs, which is in California, so I kinda wanted to go based off that, and yeah. Actually, one thing I wanted to do, because when I think of Palm Springs, I just think of that's actually where I based and I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my museum video, but I based it kind of off of a museum I went to in Palm Springs. I think it's just called Palm Springs Museum, or if you search it up, it's the first one that shows up. I remember I searched up last time, and I went there and I kind of, wanted to build a museum, and I felt that would be a good inspiration for it. And yeah, and I also built this plaza area as well. I feel like this fits like the area or building that you would see in Palm Springs. So yeah, I'm basically building this off of kind of Palm Springs. And another thing I thought of when I think of Palm Springs is honestly I never been to a drag brunch. But there's this Thai place my family and I go to once when we, go out to Palm Springs, and there's this drag lounge or brunch in front of it, and I believe it's Oscars. And I wanted to I think that'd be fun to do a drag brunch lounge in the lot next one over. But I wasn't sure how to do it because I was looking at a lot of videos to see how the drag brunches are in just a casual restaurant, and you know, um, it's not like anything different from a restaurant, but some places have a stage or something like that. And I wasn't sure of how I wanted to do it because I definitely wanted an outdoor patio, but again, I wasn't sure. I couldn't think of a layout or for it. Just nothing was working for me. And yeah, I didn't want it to make it too, not cliche, but not too like, like, the meme with, Target ads going to or stuff like that where they just do it, jump out and make it very, not kid-like, but they overdo it too much, so I wanna make it very, um, more real, not so just throwing a bunch of rainbows and making it too, how I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but I wanted to make it more authentic, not to, um tacky is not the word either. I'm not sure what word I'm looking for. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But I wanted to make it feel more, realistic to what you would actually see. So I'm still trying to figure out about that because I want to go kind of that industrial kind of route, or should I go more for this like Spanish style? But because I wanted to have it in between the Spanish style here and then the modern restaurant I built in the lot over. I wasn't sure how to make it the exterior to fit so it doesn't stand out too much. So again, I'm still working on that. And then on the lot over, originally I wanted to do a cafe, but I'm thinking that instead doing that, I can do a nightclub, 'cause I feel like a nightclub would also fit in this kind of world. Well, at least because Palm Springs, that's what I think of. Not really nightclub, but I just think of it's very. There's a lot of things to do, for social and stuff. And in terms social stuff is that in terms of uh, I don't know, going out, there's more options. So I definitely want to get that across, and I feel that a cafe would be too repetitive, just because in this lot that I'm actually building right now, it is a kind of a treat cafe kind of shop. I didn't want to have one right next door, and I haven't actually built a nightclub in any lots or in the game before. So I thought I might as well give it a try, and I think it would suit that place. Originally, I wanted a spa in this area, but I think I'm gonna do a spa in another section I have in mind. I'm gonna do later on, but yeah. So I decided, yeah, maybe a nightclub would be a good way to go. Try that, just because I've never really built a nightclub, so that may be fun for this world. And yeah, I'm kind of nervous to get into the residential areas because I don't know. I struggle with residential areas. I don't know why. Oh, and also with these lavender or purpley, I believe they're lavender. Not really sure. Plants, I did had to switch them out because these were creating that shadow that you see on the floor. So I ended up switching them out for still the purple plants, but I just use it from the Stranger Field pack, I believe. I don't know if that was the one, but that helped get rid of the shadow that those flowers were casting. And yeah, um, again, because it is a plaza, I didn't want to create, add little details here and there, but didn't want it to be too overcrowded. And yeah, I felt that sometimes that's a way to go when making these things realistic, or these builds realistic, is to not clutter too much and not be too like one thing I've seen. I don't know, you guys probably also follow Devin Bumpkin is his channel, and one of the advice he gives is not to make it so complicated, and simple sometimes is best. I feel like I definitely need to implement that when I build stuff because I can easily, for example, I tried to do this cafe, and I think it was a cafe. I'm not sure what. It's somewhere in South America, and there I kind of wanted to go for that style where it's a bit circular and rounded roofs kind of shape. It was just, obviously not simple and a bit harder to do. And I didn't want to. I really wanted to do that, but then again, I feel like without CC or custom content, or again, keep saying CC content. It reminds you of every time I say it, I think of Vanilla Mace. I'm also watching her a lot when she's a CC read. But yeah, I feel that I'm still learning how to make things look good. Because I feel like CC, I was gonna do it again. Custom content um is good, and it's kind of not a cheat in a way, but it just feels very easy to make things look good just because of the items. So I am still learning about that. And also, I haven't downloaded the tool mod again since the update. I know we got a new update I'm really excited for, actually, is the glass paneling for the walls. That's something I'm excited for, simply because I don't know what I would do. One thing I really want to build is an aquarium. And I know an aquarium is not gonna work in and then also I'm not gonna build an aquarium for this world, but I really wanna build an aquarium. And I seen another creator do it, and I'm not sure if they use, custom content. I'm pretty sure they did. So if they did use custom content, then it's not, achievable because what they did looked great. And I don't remember who was the creator. I saw it on Tumblr. I think Tumblr is a good place to find, um, or builds download, at least for me. Um, but I did make a TikTok, but I have not uploaded anything on it. It's just I just haven't done it. Again, like with my schedule, it just also 'cause I'm not comfortable yet or good at recording and editing. So uh, it just seems like a lot of work right now for someone who's new to it. But yeah, I need to get into that because the only thing I did was set up my profile and create my account, and I haven't touched it since. So I I doubt I will upload anything this month, but when I get the chance, I would want to have like, or maybe I could just do a screenshot slideshow of the lots I build because it's quicker than doing the recording and panning or showcasing or a little tour video of my builds. But I feel like that takes a little while. Also need to work on my camera settings. I feel like when I'm doing these video tours, the camera just pans by quickly. That's another thing I need to work on. And yeah, also I want to say something about shows I've been watching. I don't know if you guys watch, but I've been watching The Bear. The new season 4 came out, and season 5 is already for renewed. Season 5. Well, there's gonna be season 5 premiering next year. I'm really excited for that. That's the thing about the show. I love, but also don't like. Not for any reason other than me. When you have a show, you don't want it to end. But I it's interesting how the show, the way it goes, I feel that the episodes are always gonna be different time. Like some could be 21 minutes, and the next one could be an hour 10 or hour. And I like that because it shows that, or at least for me, I'm not sure if I'm thinking this or they've said it, but they only show what is needed per episode. They don't try to add too much or add that, they only add what is enough. And while I love that, it's sometimes kind of like you want more because it obviously is your favorite. I mean, that show, since the first episode, I knew like I never had a show that I liked that quickly. I mean, honestly, this is gonna sound crazy, but or unless you guys have a show like this for you guys, where if you guys haven't seen The Bear, well, that's not really a spoiler because it's kind of not direct. It's not really directly related, but within the first few minutes or maybe even seconds, I know I'm pretty sure it reaches the minute point of the episode. We see the main character, Carmen, and he approaches a bear in a cage. And I don't know what, but for some reason, that alone made me think. And that moment, I thought to myself, like, oh, I'm going to love this show. I don't know what it was about it. I'm also really love the camera angles and stuff like that. I'm very into the light and color stuff. Like A24, like I love their colors and lights, the way they do it. Like that kind of style I love. Like there's one specific style. If you guys seen the movie Everything Ever All at Once, there's one shot. It's probably one of my favorite scenes from a movie where I don't actually remember the name of the characters, but Michelle Yeoh and what is his name? The actor. He was a big child actor, Indiana Jones and Goonies. And what is his actor's name? Let me search it up. I think I want to say, shoot, I'm blanking. But there's this scene where they are talking in an alleyway when well, I'm not going to give away too much, but they're talking in an alleyway, and there's in one of the universe or timeline, whatever it is. And, um, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I'm trying to search up his name, type, and then also talk to you guys. But they're talking and then the lighting is I just love that scene, and I also love the saying where he says, because they're well, you don't know if you haven't seen it, but they're in a relationship and they're trying to make it work, or they're trying to work together, obviously in a partnership, but and they're partners in more than one way, whether that be business and romantically. But what he says to her, and oh, I found it right now. Oh, sorry for my pronunciation. Ki, uh, Ki Hui Kwan. Ki Hui. I'm sorry, that's so bad. It's Ke space Huy space Quan. Ki Hui Kwan, I believe is how you pronounce it. But I love that line where they're talking, trying to, obviously communicating about how they handle things, and he says, "This is how I fight." I just love, first of all, that that style, because I feel like I can relate to that, just because, not to get a little, not it's not depressing, but um like for me, I struggle with depression, and I feel some people can feel or see it as you're not um fighting or trying, just because we have these days where we're just don't want to move, or don't want to get out. We're very not lazy, but like that's the only way I can describe it at the moment. I wish I was. That's the thing. I want to get better with words, just because I really need to. But it can look like you are not really trying and just being lazy to an outside kind of perspective. And when he said that, this is how I fight, it kind of, I really loved the way he put it, just because I feel that sometimes when I'm going through my phases, with depression, sometimes you have good days and you have bad days, and it's just a cycle. And I just love the way it was phrased. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to I'm reading while also trying to talk to you guys. But yeah, I just love that. And that also, as well as the shot, I mean, the colors I just loved. But I was talking over a lot of things. What we saw was the treat shop cafe, and then the bar slash restaurant kind of thing. I kind of wanted to do like a Mexican kind of restaurant and stuff. Um, but I mean, obviously not authentic. Well, could be. Who knows? Sometimes we people can play along with the typical ideas. But anyway, I kind of want to do. Speaking of that, I want to do um some build styles for in the world of Ciudad Enamorada, and I want to turn it into kind of like some. I want to use CC for that. I won't say CC content again. I want to use CC for that, because I don't think I can do it in game. I really want to do the places that when I visit to when we went to Oaxaca. That's probably my favorite destinations. It was really beautiful. It was really the food was great. It was really nice. I just really loved. That's probably my favorite one of my favorite destinations that I've went to. I definitely want to showcase how amazing it was with custom content. Because I don't think I can do it without. But it was really nice. There's this cafe I still think about, just the way it was. Oh, I just loved it. But yeah, that will be next. But um, this is the thrift kind of thrift store that I did. But yeah, I I did a lot. Took the items out just so I don't have you guys see me scrolling through all this stuff. Oh, for one thing I forgot is this. Actually, I'm going to show you guys two more things: the pottery studio here, and the next will be the boutique. But yeah, the video's already almost over. I'll let you guys see the video tour, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next part of building the world of Oasis Springs. All right, see you guys then.
Daish, Quimbo,
Sabini Jabin, Turp System.
Sufapani,